mean to do that? Damn. I guess we all lie. I didn't even mean to do that. I don't understand how this thing just goes live without your permission. But all right, it does it anyway. So I am here chilling right now. 19 seconds up in there. Usually, I don't be just jumping right up on this thing, man. It's just not the way I be getting down and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm early today. Usually I ain't really early. I don't even know how I'm early up in this piece, man. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. But I am up in here, so let's get this thing popping. What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one, and this one is Ask Me Anything. I'm about to lose a monetization really fast right off the bat, so let's try it. I'm gonna try my best not to say anything terrible or anything like that. So let's not try to lose the monetization. I'm gonna try to keep that going and everything else. You know what I mean? We're gonna rock that. Hope everybody out there is having a good time. There's been a lot of stuff dropping off that's been happening and stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of things going on in this world and stuff like that. So we can get into anything. You know how it is, man. I'm ready to talk about anything. So if you want to say what up to your boy, you know what I mean? You got something to say. You know what I mean? Say what up. What up to Jordan Guerrero? What up to Phantom D. Saint? What up to Fernandez T? What up to Lawrence Corner? What up to Christian Oles up in the building? Everybody else out here rocking with me. You know what I mean? Coming to see the Don Tony Teflon. Truly do appreciate that. We get some more shout outs and everything else like that. You know, I don't know why it took you so long, Jordan. I have no idea. I can't call that, man. Yeah, Fernandez. See, we want to do your question first. This first one right here. All right, let's do it. How you feel about them LA Rams? I think the LA Rams are suspect, if you ask me. You're talking about the Rams right then, you know what I mean? I think they're very suspect. I think the defense is terrible. They just made a move for a new cornerback. We'll see if that helps them out. But if they don't get their defense, if Tampa Bay Buccaneers can put 50-something points up on you, man, then that means you're suspect to me. So I don't see them right now as a contender. Right now, you know what I mean? That they're decent team, but in that division, I think they're probably the third best team in that division at this particular time. You know what I mean? That's what I would say with them. As always, the Thug Mug is in here. Jordan Guerrero. He's got a question here. Yes, please. What's that say? Let's go Yankees. Of course we go. You know how we do it. Scale of 1 to 10. How am I judging? How likely is Lamar Jackson going to win the MVP? I would say he's got. I would say four for him to win the MVP. Number one, I have to say he's a black man. It's hard for a black man quarterback to win the MVP in the NFL. It's just something that doesn't really happen. I remember the time when Steve McNair was basically the best quarterback in football without a shadow of a doubt, and they didn't give him the MVP. They made him co-MVPs with Peyton Manning at the same time when it was he should have been the MVP by itself, and they didn't want to give it to him, so they made him the co-MVP with the co-MVP with Peyton Manning, which is bullshit. So I didn't like that at all. Let me see right here. Let's see. Well, I hope you resubscribe then if I won you over. Lauren, she says, have you watched Posse yet? I have not watched Posse yet. Right now, the show that I'm watching, and I'm going to be doing reviews on this show. So I'll be doing reviews on this show. So hopefully I'll start doing reviews next week. I'll catch up on all the episodes on the reviews for it. But it's the what is it, the King of Harlem? I'm watching that with Forrest Whitaker. I think that's the best show on TV. I don't even think it's close. There's a better show than that on TV right now. That show is just amazing. All the actors in it is amazing. The cast is amazing. everything about it is amazing. And if you don't know what it is, it's basically a prequel to the movie American Gangster with Denzel Washington. And so you should definitely watch that show if you have not watched it. Oh, to pose. I thought you said posse. I thought I said posse. I'm sorry. That why I watch Strike a Pose. I don't know what Strike a Pose is. No, I have not watched no Strike a Pose. I thought you said. Why did I think you said posse? I don't know. So I sound look like posse to me. But no, I've not watched that. John Haymaker. We have to put that up there to show it. I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck, which is if people don't know what that line is from, that line is from "Don't be a menace while drinking your drinks," blah, 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 in the hood. And that is said by Bernie Mac when he's the police officer. He's a black police officer who hates black people. And he grabs them up. That's one of the funniest that is one of the funniest lines of all time. Of all time in any movie. I mean, I think that's one of the funniest movies of all time, really. I think that movie, it could be the funniest movie of all time. Of all time. But that is definitely one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. That's one of the funniest lines in it. I used to have that. I'll tell you exactly. I used to have that on my answering machine on my telephone. That's how old that movie was. But that was my answering machine for my answering machine. Not voicemail, because you didn't have that. You didn't have cell phones and all like that. Really, it was my answering machine. That's what it said on my answering machine. I recorded that and put that right on there. And that's what it is. Danny McKay asks, who's rocking with the Don? Nobody's rocking with me today. I'm just rocking solo. I'm here by myself doing it, doing it big time. You know what I mean? Like old school style. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. What up, Peter Griffin? What up, Jordan Guerrera? What up, Danny McKay up in the building? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'm rocking by myself and just doing this by myself. We're going to be out here for a little while. I don't know how long we're going to be out here for, but we're going to be out here for a little while doing what we do. You know what I mean? That's just to ask me anything, answer all questions about anything, about whatever you want to talk about. I got the answers for you. I ain't afraid of no topic. And I promise you, I'll give you all the answers. That's just what it be. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, I tell it like it is. I ain't gonna lie to you. So if you ask me, don't ask a question unless you want the answer. All right, that's what it is. What up to Lady Laura Dane Starfall in the building? What up to Mary Jade Starwalker? I'm sorry, Starwalker. I messed up everything today. I don't know. Maybe I gotta put my glasses on or something. I can see the screen a little bit better. Maybe that's what I need, or something like that, and make it a little bit better there. Yeah, that Don't Be a Menace movie, though, was one of the funniest movies I love that scene, the funny scene. I think one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in any movie ever. There's a couple of funny scenes in movies. All right. I'm gonna go. One funny scene in that movie I thought was hilarious was the toothpick scene. Toothpick when he sees a dude kissing he sees a dude kissing his girl, and he's like, guy's like, I should go over there and take him out. He's like, oh, you don't wanna mess with him. You go to jail. Jail. I don't give a goddamn about jail. You sound like some bitches to me. Come on, take me to jail. Take me to jail. Throw away the key. Throw away the key. Lock me up. I ain't afraid to F mother up his ass. You never seen the soap bubbles drip down the crack of a man's butt before? I was just teasing y'all. I was teasing. Them are jokes. That to me is one of the most hilarious scenes of all movies of all time. That is, and another scene that I like, not from that movie though, from Booty Call. I think when they're playing cards at the table, and then Jamie Foxx drops the card under the table, and the dog is over there looking all their feet and stuff, and they think that's other people do, like they're doing it to each other and stuff. And Jamie Foxx goes underneath the table, and he turns around and bends over, and the dog just starts licking him right up his butt. and his whole body just stiffens up. He's like, oh. I think the words he says like tainted, 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 tainted. Oh, that is hilarious and hilarious scene right there from that movie Booty Call. What up, Michelle Hayes? I'm not being shy, I'm being silly. I'm just talking about some funny scenes from movies that I said. What up, right? Damn it. We got a question here for the non-totally Teflon. Let's see what he's saying right here. What up, my dog? Long time no see. Favorite movie all time that's not Dirty Dancing? Well, it's hard. Favorite movie of all time that's not Dirty Dancing. I could do like, probably like I could do probably like genres, you know what I mean? Favorite movie in different genres. So my favorite gangster movie, which I think is the best gangster movie of all time, is Goodfellas. I think one of my favorite drama movies is Shawshank Redemption. My favorite action movie. I love The Empire Strikes Back, but I loved Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom also. So you know, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is a great movie, action movie. Damn, it's hard to pick the action part. There's a lot of them, but without a doubt, those two things right there, I think are phenomenal. But Goodfellas to me is, I don't care if people could say Godfather 1, Godfather 2. I don't think that those Godfather movies hold the candle to Goodfellas. I think Goodfellas is the greatest gangster movie ever made. I also like Donnie Brasco better than the Godfather movies, me personally. But I would definitely go with that. Michelle Hayes, Dirty Dancing #1. I agree with you. Dirty Dancing is #1 for me. Also, without a shit. Favorite basketball movie? I favorite basketball movie. Peter Griffin. My favorite basketball movie is Love and Basketball. My favorite golf movie. I would probably happy get one. Football movies like Wildcats. He says Wildcats. Wildcats was good. I don't know. I would have to go through football movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? What up, Christy of Old Stones in the building, rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? So no, it would be hard. It's hard. Even when you go with TV shows, like if you say my favorite TV show of all time, TV series, I mean, I love Game of Thrones. Y'all know I love Game of Thrones. Obviously, I have a channel devoted to Game of Thrones, or was devoted to Game of Thrones, but we have branched out from that. But mostly it's Game of Thrones, but that's not my favorite TV show. My favorite TV show is The Wire. Like The Wire, I think it's probably the greatest TV show ever made. I think that's better, way better than Game of Thrones. I think my favorite book series, my favorite books is A Song of Ice and Fire, without a shadow of a doubt. My favorite books of all time are them. But The Wire to me is a far superior show than Game of Thrones, all up and down. If you just look at the casting and everything else, I just think it's a better show than Game of Thrones. But I do believe that Game of Thrones is a great show, but it's not the greatest show of all time. Seinfeld gets people say that that's the greatest comedy in television history. Seinfeld, and I love Seinfeld until that the goddamn Cosmo Kramer came out with that racist stuff. That what makes it, because he said that racist stuff. It kind of makes me hard for me to watch those reruns with him, because he said that stuff. It really does, and it's a shame, you know what I mean? Because that one moment that he went berserk on stage and started saying racist stuff to the black guy in the crowd, just really ruined everything. I love that show, but it really is hard for me right now to watch reruns from it. You know what I mean? And all that. I would love to. It's real. Tony's up in the building. What up, brother? How's everything going? Hope you're up there having a good time. Lawrence Corner asked, do you watch The Masked Singer? I do not watch The Masked Singer. I don't really watch shows like that, like Masked Singer or Dancing with the Stars or anything like that. I'm boring. So what I really watch a lot when I'm like home at nighttime and I'm in my room or whatever, I watch like CNN and I watch like politics shows. Or if I'm watching on YouTube, I watch the Young Turks. I watch things like that. You know, I'm very boring when it comes to nighttime watching. So usually around that time, if I'm not watching football or it's not football season or basketball season's going on, I'm usually watching like CNN or something like that. That's what I usually do. But yeah, Love and Basketball is my favorite basketball movie. That's what it is. It's real, Tony. I hear you, man. That's what I've been doing, man. Just every day is a grind, man. Every day is a grind. Bridge Ford's up in the building. He's up here chilling and stuff with us. What up, Bridge? Hope everything's going good with you and all that good stuff. Watchmen, Laura Stafford. Watchmen of the West. LOR is coming, and we need to be prepared. You know, I would say like this. I am not. I am not the most. I don't. When it comes to Lord of the Rings and everything else, I like the movies. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings person. So you know what I mean? I'll give it a shot, you know what I mean? But I'm not going for it. You know, I'm not looking forward to it. You know, I'm not just sitting there clamoring for it to come. What up to Darcy Meredith in the building, watching here with the Don Tony Teflon. You know what I mean? But you know, Watchmen, it's another thing. Watchmen, I'm not a big Watchmen person. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the Watchmen, but I'm not looking forward to it. Like, it's nothing. Those like to me, the movie Watchmen was I didn't like it. I've never read the comic books to Watchmen, so I don't really care about them. I don't really have any connection to it. I more look forward to The Witcher because I like the video games and I like the book series. So I like that. So I would definitely watch that. Lauren's Corner got a question right here. It says, what are your predictions for the final month of 2019? How will the world be changed? You know, I don't know if it's going to happen in the final months, but I think the biggest thing that most likely would be happen if he does is that President Trump will get impeached. So the impeachment things will go through. I think he'll get impeached by by Congress. Will take a vote, and he will be impeached, and he'll be forced to go on trial in the Senate. I think that's the biggest change that we're going to see at the end of this year. I don't think that there's any way out for him when it comes to that. I think that he's just keeps putting himself in a hole deeper and deeper, and I think he's just done right now. So I think that would be the biggest thing that you're going to see happy, without a doubt. Oh. Jasmine, Area, Bella, or Natal? And you asking me what do I bridge for? Those are Disney princesses. What are you asking me about them? What would I want to do with them? Like I don't have fantasies, bridge for about cartoon characters. I know a lot of you people out there might have fantasies about cartoon characters, all right? And I understand, you know what I mean? If you do, I'm not judging you, you know? There's a lot of people into a lot of different things. I'm not into these things. I'm not into that. It's just not me. Like, I know that Jessica Rabbit, that's how it all started with people. It was the goddamn Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit. People don't watch Jessica Rabbit and they went crazy and started doing things to cartoon characters in the head. I'm not one of these people. I don't watch the anime, Pornhub stuff. I'm not into that stuff. That's just not for me. You know what I mean? So I don't really get into that stuff. So Bridge 4, you gotta do what you gotta do, brother. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to judge you. I ain't trying to judge you. You know, a lot of people into different things. You know, like furries, right? There are people who are into furries, right? Who are into being furries, you know. And if you're a furry, right, then to each his own. I'm saying that's not for me. You know what I mean? Uh, that's not for me at all. If you like to dress up in as a bunny rabbit and have sex with a woman dressed up as a bird or a dog or a cat or whatever a furry animal is, I'm not here to judge you. All right. Whatever you're into, if it's two consenting adults, be into it. The Don Tony Teflon, it just ain't into that. There's some things I'm into, some things I'm not into. I'm not into doing the fairy stuff. I'm not into fairy sex. I'm not dressing up in no crocodile uniform and doing something with somebody. It's just not for me. I mean, but if you, then do your thing. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's where you gotta do it. You know what I mean? I ain't judging you, man. I ain't judging you. I ain't trying to judge you whatsoever. I will tell you. There was one story. There is one. I do have a story though. That I could say that what well I can't go into that, man. But listen, anyone who want to do things like that, y'all do what you gotta do, man. It's real. Tony asked a question. We get this question right here, and the question is: would you watch God if they made it anime and stayed true to the book? Yes. If they made a cartoon version of Game of Thrones, I would definitely watch it. I have the cartoon books. They're right here. The animated books can't pull out because on top of everything. But these books right here, those are all the comic book versions of Game of Thrones right there. I have those books, and I like them much better than the other books. So yeah, I would definitely would. I would love to watch that. That would be a great thing. So hopefully, if they, I don't know if they do it, they need to worry about these damn prequel series and get that right and everything else. You know what I mean? That's what they need to do and everything. So all right, so we're done with the furry questions and all that stuff. If y'all were wondering, no, I've never had sex with anyone an in an outfit like that ever. I would never do anything like that. All right, so yes, I think it would be great if they did do anything like that. But yeah, let me be clear about this. I don't want anyone to get offended. All right, there could be some people out there that do, and if you do, that's fine. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you at all. And if the woman's ass was big enough, would I do it? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, come on. It depends how much I'm drinking too. You you gotta give yourself a way out, right? You gotta give yourself a way out. You gotta give yourself a way out somehow, right? All right. Tamar Smith asks, "Are you willing? Are you waiting on the next book to come out before you're back to book material?" I say the book can't. I say the book can't end like that. You know. So I will say that you know well, can't end like that. It's gonna all right. So the book can't end from what we've seen on the TV show. It's gonna end like that. So if y'all are a fan of my channel, I hope y'all are a fan of my channel. I really do. I truly do. If you are, then probably 6 years ago by now, I have a video that says the death of Daenerys Stormborn. And before any of these YouTubers came out here and copied my stuff, and we all know that they all copied from me. But before they all did it, I did a whole video on how Daenerys Stormborn would die. And I used the book stuff to prove it. And I told y'all that she was going to get stabbed by Jon Snow. I said it clear as day. I showed you the House of Undying thing that shows exactly that was going to happen. That's one of my first theory videos that ever came up with. And it was right on. Jon Snow killed. I told you that's how it's going to end. It's in the book. There is no doubt that it's going to end like that. Now, is it going to end the exact same way? Like, is it going to be is Grey Worm going to end like that? Is Jaime Lannister and Cersei going to get hit by rocks in the head and collapse? No, those deaths won't end the same. But when you're dealing with the death of Daenerys, that's how she dies. That's exactly how she dies. It's going to be jabbed. It's going to stab her up and kill her. It's ending like that. That's just what it is. Chrissy of Old Stones. What is that you say? I can't stop thinking of furries. That's just what it is. And Bridge 4 is with you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put the fairies in your head. No, it's ending like that. There's no reason for I gave you book proof that it was gonna end like that. Way before, probably that was back in season 3, right? And I predicted that. Way back then, I told y'all Jon Snow is going to kill Daenerys Targaryen. It's plain as day in the books. That's why I gave you the proof that that was going to happen, and that's what's going on. And it's going to be the same exact thing. He's going to stab her. That's what it is. And if you go to talk a little book stuff real quick. If you look at Quaithy when she goes to Daenerys, she says to Daenerys, she goes, what'd she say exact word? I don't know by heart. I used to, but it's been a while. It says, Lion and Griffith, the son, some, whatever, Lion Griffith, and then she brings up Tyrion, she brings up John Connington, dragons, young and old. Don't trust them, don't trust any of them. Remember the undying. And she says that these people are going to betray her. And that lion that she's talking about is Tyrion that betrays her. And it's going to be the exact same thing that there's going to be. That's the way it's going to go. That he's going to betray her and he's going to convince Jon Snow to kill her. And that's it's unfortunately that's what it is. There's no other way around it. Now, if Jon does it to forge Lightbringer and they make Lightbringer in it, then he still kills her. Anyway, she's going out by the hand of Jon Snow is going to be the one to betray her and kill her. James Solomon says, any plan to discuss the finale with James of Thrones? I have not talked to James of Thrones in a very long time, so there is no plans at all to discuss the finale or do any work with James. I can't talk about James. I mean, I know things have happened to him in his life. He had a rough couple of years and stuff, and it'll be up to him to divulge that one day. But he really had a rough couple of years in his life and everything. So I don't know, if he's really up to doing that anymore. I think that when you deal with like Game of Thrones, the small council with us, when the originators of live streaming Game of Thrones topics, we were the first people to ever do a live stream on Game of Thrones on all of YouTube. I just think that it's over. I think that's done. So I really don't see it happening at all ever again. I just think that it was what it was. And now the time is up and the time is over. And that's it. We have another question here. Yo, Tony, Genesis or Super Nintendo? Easily Super Nintendo. I thought Genesis had a few good games and stuff, but it's not the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo was just an amazing system, especially for its time. At that time, Nintendo had everything. I mean, you got to think about it. Nintendo had Final Fantasy. Nintendo had Metal Gear. They had Zelda. They had all the hit games was on Nintendo. Sega didn't really have anything. I mean, they had Sonic the Hedgehog, which they made up. But they dropped Alice Kid in Wonder World, which was this game that they came out with for the Sega Master System, but they didn't really go anywhere. That was really their original. So everyone thinks that Sega's answer to Mario was Sonic, but their original thing that they made to try to be like Mario was Alice Kid in Wonder World. And that didn't really Alex Kidd. He was in different worlds, all right. So Alex Kidd, but it just didn't pan out for him. So that's when they went to Sonic, and then they got some traction with Sonic and everything else. But no, Nintendo had everything at that time. Nintendo defeated themselves because this is how Nintendo. I'll give you the history right now of how Nintendo flopped and PlayStation took over. It's very simple what they did because they were stupid. When they came out with the Nintendo 64, they refused to go to CDs. They just wouldn't go to CDs. They wanted to keep doing cartridges because they were scared that people would hack the CDs, and they were scared of doing that. But it was so expensive to make cartridges that the other developers wanted to go to CDs because they could make more money. So then they lost the rights. They lost the rights to. They lost the rights to Metal Gear. They lost the rights to Final Fantasy, and they were offered Grand Theft Auto, and they turned down Grand Theft Auto. And those are three games that blew up the PlayStation. If they would have made the switch early like they should have, and they didn't give up those games, they would be the #1 system today. Thank to Fernandez T for the for the super chat 20 donation, brother. I truly, truly appreciate it, because you know that I don't be getting no, I don't get getting paid on these videos. I'd be getting demonetized. So that's what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how Nintendo really ruined things and stuff. Listen, Bridge 4 sitting there, so he likes to dress. Did Bridge 4 say he likes to dress up as squirrels or a hamster? Did I read that? That Bridge 4 likes to dress up as a hamster. Is that what I see, Chrissy of Old Stones? Did I see you put in there that Bridge? I had to scroll back up and see that Bridge falls into some hamster play. I hope not. But if you are, buddy. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make you feel bad. You know what I mean? Nothing there is, you know what I mean? We have a question here. LeBron, people's champ or chump? So you know, LeBron, I don't understand truly which Bridge fall. He said, I just like squirrels. Haven't dressed up as one yet. You just like squirrels? Okay. I mean, listen, they're very athletic. All right, I'll tell you a story. All right, because see, when I don't know how it is, but you're in Queens, New York, around my way, probably the same New Jersey where he's from, but there's a billion squirrels, right? And when I was young, I was like very impressed with squirrels, the agility of squirrels. So I used to play Marvel Superheroes, the role playing game. And I don't know if anyone's familiar with Marvel Superhero, the role playing game. I used to play that game. So I had one of my characters get bit by a squirrel and have the ability, agility of a squirrel, because I was so fascinated that squirrels they could run on the top of the fences and jump on the trees. And so I had one of my characters in there get bit by like a radioactive squirrel and become like get the powers of a human squirrel. So I was impressed by squirrels too, Bridgeport, and I never put a costume on myself. So I understand exactly what you're seeing, feeling, man. I do. Oh, this was some live chat. I'm sorry. I don't understand what it was then. You know. Yes, it was a radioactive squirrel. I did that. You know when you play Marvel superheroes and stuff like that, you got to think of stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it is and stuff like that. So, Killmonger the Rebel. What up, brother? He says, Tony, have you ever checked out the series Top Boy? I have not checked out Top. There's so many things I have to check out, bro. I have not had a chance to check out Top Boy. The last thing I watched on Netflix that I liked was Bad Blood. I just got done with Bad Blood. Oh, excuse me. And I thought Bad Blood was excellent. If anyone's looking for a show to watch on Netflix, watch Bad Blood. Bad Blood was jeez, it was a great show. Got the hiccups. I'll tell you, because I drink now. I'm drinking this non-alcoholic Heineken, and it gives you it's very gassy, without a doubt. Killmonger says check it out. It's like The Wire, but in London. I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? I definitely will. You know what I mean? Definitely will give it up and see what I. But I'll definitely see how that goes. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. But good looks on that. But I'm telling you, check out Bad Blood if you haven't checked out Bad Blood. I really suggest that you do check out Bad Blood. Bad Blood is a really good show, and it's a true story. You know what I mean? So that's even better. That's a true story. But I'm telling you that the Godfather of Harlem, that's the show. There's no better show on TV than The Godfather of Harlem. I don't care what anyone says. I'm doing all reviews starting next week, Monday. I'll catch up right with the series. I do every day is going to drop The Godfather of Harlem review and stuff. So, all right. So someone did ask me a question about the book, The Game of Thrones. Am I waiting for that to do more book stuff? Yes. I'm waiting for the book to come out for me to do any more book stuff. I've done just about everything there is to do with books. You know, I do the podcast with Lamar. And when we first decided to do the podcast, it was going to be mostly a book Game of Thrones podcast. That's why if you look at the first episode, it was that's what it was a chapter breakdown. But I decided, and she agreed to go along with me, that we're not going to do that. We're just going to do, hot topics and things like that. So we switched the whole podcast up. And I think the podcast is much better the way it is now. I have a lot more fun. To tell you the truth, when I was doing the Game of Thrones stuff, when it came down to this final season, and with all the other people, when I first started doing it, there wasn't really that many people doing it. You know what I mean? So that's what really made it fun. It really made it how can I say this? Like when I first started doing the Game of Thrones, and it was really more pure. You know what I mean? It was more pure. People respected just you, and when all these other people, and I understand people got to make money. Well, everyone else got involved, and all these other channels started popping up and everything else, and people started stealing stuff and not respecting other people, creators, and stealing your ideas and putting your stuff out there, and they're doing it just for views and acting like they ain't read a book and fronting like they read the book when they ain't read shit, and making up fake plot leaks and all the stupid plot leaks, and all that stuff started coming out and everything. It just wasn't fun anymore. It just, like, this last season that I did, when I did it, it just seemed like a job. Before, it was something that I really got up to do, and I was just happy to do it. But this last season, when I was doing it, it felt like work. It truly just felt like I was just like a job, and I didn't even want to make videos. I didn't want to do anything about it. It just was too. It was just too much. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't want to do it anymore. So that's why when I do these other things that I'm doing Lamar, and I'm doing all these other topics and everything else, I enjoy doing this again. Like when I do all this stuff and talk about things, whatever it is that you see, I really truly enjoy it. It's fun for me, and it may not get the views that I got when I got on Game of Thrones, and I understand why it doesn't, because it's just I'm not in that algorithm at all. My channel is still associated with Game of Thrones. It's not associated with these topics that I'm doing, and all these topics I'm doing are all random. It's not all the same thing, but it's just more fun for me. I get up to doing them. I'm happy to talk about them and everything else. The Game of Thrones stuff, it's not happy. Listen, it just doesn't make me happy. I'm happy to go to the con. I'm happy to talk to y'all, my true people that are here in the chat and show with me and stuff like that. But when I gotta deal with like other YouTubers and deal with other people like that, I can't do it, because the bottom line is, I'm telling you the truth. I gotta stay away from these people, because if I don't, then I'm gonna go to prison. I don't want to go to prison, and that's just the bottom line. I'm too good looking to be in there. You know what I mean? It's just not. I'm just not built for that life. You know what I mean? I'm not built for it. Could I survive in there if I had to survive in there? 100%. Of course I could. There's no doubt. I'm from Queens, New York. Do I want to have to do that? No, I'm not built for that place. It's not for me. I need to be freedom. I need to be where women are allowed to walk around free. And that's it. I can't be around a bunch of men. I'm not into men like that. I can't be around men. I'm not about that life. I don't even like men, like man breath coming near me. You know what I mean? Like, let alone being in a confined environment with a bunch of dudes up in there. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? So I just can't do it. So that's why I stopped really doing. I'm not going to say I stopped doing Game of Thrones, but I have. If you really look at it, you see, I don't do a lot of it. You know what I mean? I don't do that no more. I'm trying to do other stuff. Like my last podcast I just put up today was a interview with this dude named Big Zulu Jeff, who's one of the founding members of the Zulu Nation, and we talked about the history of hip hop. You know what I mean? So I like doing things like that. That's like fun to me, talking about things like that. So, the Witcher promo that looks good. I'm gonna definitely do stuff on the Witcher. And see, the whole thing is, I don't want to just do, like, there's a lot of other YouTubers out here who ain't into this stuff. They're just doing this stuff for views. And I understand it's a business and you got to make your money. I'll never knock anyone doing things to make money. But the thing, when I was doing Game of Thrones, it wasn't a business. I was doing this stuff because I really, truly enjoyed the books, and I had ideas and I wanted to talk about it. You know what I mean? That's what I was really into. You know what I mean? So I just don't have that. When I get a new book, and I have a book from George, then I'll feel that again. But I'm not going to just go and rehash stuff that I've already talked about 4 or 5 years ago and just put a new spin on it because I could make better videos. I'm just not into that. You know what I mean? So it's not for me. And so I'm just not going to do that. Let them other cats do all that bullshit. Let them do that. You know what I mean? I'm not into that. I'm just going to do all the new stuff and everything else that I've been doing. If you haven't checked out that last podcast, check it out. I put one a clip of it up there, like an 8-minute clip, but that's not even nothing compared to what I'm doing and stuff. You know what I mean? What I'm really talking about in that thing. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? I love Game of Thrones, I truly do, but a lot of these people in this game that's in this game and doing it and stuff like that, I just can't fuck with them. And that's not my that's not my blood type. We're just not the same. We ain't grow up the same. We ain't got the same code. We ain't been in the same environment. You know what I mean? I'm from a different era. Like I'm from, everyone knows I rapped and I rapped a lot and I had pretty good success, not as much as I wanted to, but I had a lot of good success in rapping. And number one thing you learn from when you're rapping is that you don't bite nobody's rhymes. If you bite somebody's rhymes, you're known as a biter. And if you're known as a biter, no one cares anything you have to say. So you always write your own stuff and do your own thing. So that's the way I always been. I never bit nobody's stuff, but these cats out here will bite your whole stuff, man. And there used to be repercussions, you know what I mean, for biting someone's stuff. If you bit somebody's rhyme and that cat seen you in the street, you're gonna feel it, you know what I mean? And there's no repercussions with these cats because these cats is got 911 on speed dial, you know what I mean? So it's like I just can't be around that. I got to just get away from it, and that's why I'm away from it right now, and that's just where it goes. Uh, Lady Dane Starfo says, I too got really turned off with some content creators just out for super chat. Sorry, that's not fun anymore. People got to make money. Yes, but please. You're exactly correct. Let me highlight that comment. There are a lot of fake people out there who will do stuff just for super chats to get money off you and everything off elf, and they're not real. You know what I mean? And that's just the bottom line. They're not real. Anyone doing anything, no one out here doing some cutting edge stuff in that show, saying something you ain't never already heard. Everything has been said right now. There's really nothing you can rehash or anything else like that. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just not fun. I just can't do it anymore because it's not fun. When I get something to do, if they come out with a prequel show, I'll do that. And they come out with some books, I will do that. But besides that, you know what I mean? But there's just these people, they fake as hell, man. I'm just telling you. Trust me, I've met them in person. And trust me, these dudes don't act the same in person. They fake as hell, man. That's just the bottom line. And I'm not about that life. I'm about, because I'm a man. You know what I mean. If you got an issue, it's gonna get handled one way or the other. If you got an issue with me, it's going down one way or the other. Either it's gonna go down because we're gonna talk it out, we're gonna fight it out, and any way you want, it's gonna get done. Though. It's gonna be handled. I'm not into this talk behind the back and all that stuff. Like I see like cats on YouTube now, like calling police to people's houses. Like there's one dude, what's his name? Hakeem Campbell. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Hakeem Campbell. This YouTuber Hakeem Campbell. And these dudes he got into beef with this dude, Tommy Sotomayor. I don't know if you ever heard of Tommy Sotomayor or Hakeem Campbell. And then he got some beef with some other dude, was it Sonetta, and all these people like that. And then these dudes, I don't know who did it. I don't know if any of them did it, but I know somebody called the police to this dude's house. You know what I mean? And are you crazy? Do you understand what happens when the police? Do you not just see this lady who's sitting there in her living room, in her bedroom, playing video games with them, and then all of a sudden, after that, as he's playing video games, gets shot up by some cop who was called to a house because her door was left open because a neighbor called the cops to a house because the door was left open, and this cop went there and killed him. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That's disgusting. You know what I mean? That lady's dead. So when you over here calling cops to people's houses, like someone called the cops to this Hakeem Campbell's house. I don't know who it was. I know he beefing with that Tommy Sotomayor, and he's beefing with that Sonetta. You know what I mean? And these are two black men talking about like they there for the black community and they there for black people. And yet you're going to call the cops on some black man because you don't agree with what he's saying? You basically, to me, it's like you are trying to get him killed. You're going there, you're calling the cops, hoping that they shoot him like they shot that lady. And that's some bullshit. That's some of the wackest thing I ever heard in my life of someone doing something like that. How are you gonna do some whack stuff like that? If you a man and you got a problem with another man, like if someone comes on YouTube and you don't agree with what they're saying, you have every right not to agree with what they're saying. Then you can make a video saying why you don't agree with what they're saying. That's fine. That's all good. But once you call the cops on someone's house and well, you ain't in the community anymore. So I don't care who it is. I don't care if you Tommy Sotomayor or you got a channel called The Blackness. Like you black, you ain't black if you calling the cops to some other black man's house, son. Are you out of your mind? What are you doing? You got a problem with some man, see that man. You know what I mean? Go see him. See, this is what happens. Let me tell you straight up. This is what happened in this goddamn world, man. This is what it is. A lot of these people just debate shit. You know what debating is? Debating is when you're afraid to see someone physically. So that's your next best thing. Let's debate. Let's talk it out. Let's debate, and I'll prove that I'm smarter than you because I can think of things quicker than you. You know what I mean? That's because you don't want to see nobody. You don't want to see no one. And when you say stuff to somebody, you have to have the balls enough to take whatever comes your way. You know, because I see this Tommy Sotomayor, he's gonna make all these joke videos about this Hakeem Campbell dude. But then when Hakeem Campbell's like, well, then come see me and say it in my face, then all of a sudden this Tommy Sotomayor is like, no, we're grown men. No, we're grown men. I'm not gonna come see you and fight. You're too grown to be fighting. How you too grown to be fighting, but you ain't too grown to be talking shit behind this man's back? You know what I mean? This don't make sense, man. You just running your mouth. You know what I mean? And then when the repercussions is coming to you, when you got to stand up for yours, all of a sudden you want to back down. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. And now all of a sudden you people want to go out there and you want to call the cops on dude's house, hoping that the cops shoot this guy. This guy's got kids, man. He's got family. Don't be mad because he's blowing up because he's doing this thing. Just do better. And that's it. And if you don't agree with the man say, then go and talk to him and tell him why you don't agree and call it a day. Once you call the cops, you done broke the code, man. And you can't get that back. So whoever did it, I don't know who did it, but I'm just saying you can't. You get no love from the Don Tony Teflon and Tommy Sotomayor. Don't get me started with that dude, man. Straight up, for real. I can't stand that motherfucker. Straight up, because this dude is just the biggest. He's one of the biggest coons I've ever seen in my life, man. And it's just disgusting the things he has said about black. He's a black man. He's just like some Uncle Ruckus type cat, man. I can't even get on with that dude. So I'm gonna stop talking about these dudes right now because it ain't worth my time. Tamar Smith asked, will Anthony Joshua get his belt back? You know, if you're asking, will he get his belt back from Ruiz? Will he beat Ruiz again? You know, it's hard. It's really hard to say. It truly is. He could and he could not. You know what I mean? I could see him winning the fight. He had hurt him. He knocked him down, but I could see him getting knocked out again. I never had any love for this man as a boxer. I think he has decent skill. He has no chin. He was hurt a couple of different fights. I've seen him hurt, and I don't really see. You know, if I had to go one way, gun to my head, I would say no. He's not going to win. I just don't see Anthony Joshua, from everything I've seen of him. I haven't seen him really have to bite down on his mouthpiece, put his hands up, and then go in there and just gut it out. You know what I mean? I've never seen him have to face adversity versus someone who's really trying to come and get him. I don't know what his life has been like, where he's grew up at. That a lot of that comes to what your life is, what you're growing up. Are you willing, what you've been through in your life? And he just seems to me like he just wants to be he wants to be the champion, but he doesn't want to go and deal with what you have to deal with to becoming the champion. He likes the idea of being a champion, but he doesn't like to be he doesn't like the fact that he's got to take them lumps, you know what I mean, to be the champion. He just wants it too easy. So I don't see him doing that at all. You know what I mean? So no, I don't see him. If I had a gun in my head, I would say no. He won't beat Ruiz. I think it'll be Deontay Wilder versus Ruiz, and I think that Deontay Wilder will stop Ruiz if he fights him. I don't think Ruiz has a chance in the hell. I mean, he has a chance to beat Deontay Wilder, but I wouldn't. I don't think he even gets close to beating Deontay Wilder. I think he's done. Question here is, who should Gervonta Davis fight next? I mean, I don't. Gervonta Davis is another person that I like him. I think he's a cool cat and everything else, but I don't know if he is if he can beat the top dudes there. I don't know if he can beat Tevin Farmer. I don't know if he can beat Lomachenko. I don't know if he can beat the top dudes there. I think he's good where he's at, but as for the top dudes fighting those top guys, I just don't know if he can beat those people. So I think he's in a precarious situation right now. So it's hard for me to say who he's going to fight next, because I just don't know if he could beat them guys, the guys right above him and stuff. So yeah. So straight up, man, don't be swatting people's houses, man. That's just disgusting, man. That's disgusting. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard in my life. People doing that to other people, man. People should go. They should go to jail. Whoever does that and whoever gets proved, because obviously I don't know how they're getting away with this stuff. I really don't. There's got to be a way that the phone call can be traced to whoever sells phone. Whoever's making these calls, these false calls, they should go to prison. They should go to jail for that, because you're wasting taxpayers' money. You're putting you're putting people's life on the line, especially black people, having the cops called to their house for no reason. They're liable to shoot you. And these cops got other things that they can be helping people doing besides you making fake calls, sending people to people's houses. It's disgusting. Those people who do it, there should be a way that they can be caught. All this technology we got, how can't these people be caught? How can't you figure out that was a fake call coming through? Instead, you're going to suit up a SWAT team and send them to somebody's house and have them go there with guns drawn on somebody because someone just makes a call. That's just ridiculous. I've seen people make calls in schools, fake bomb threats, and they don't run up on the school like that. But you run up on somebody's house like that. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Fernandez T says, look forward to your Witcher stuff. Yeah, I love The Witcher. I could have my intention was to do the whole history of The Witcher first, and I was going to go break down all The Witcher and all the books and everything else. But then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'd be giving away everything. If I tell you exactly what happened and what books they're taking the stuff from and everything else like that, why would I do that? I'd be giving away the whole series to people who have never even watched it. And that's foul. You know what I mean? And I'm not just going to do that to make money out here and give away everything. And I could tell you exactly what book, from what I'm seeing from the trailers, I can know exactly what books they're doing. I could tell you exactly how it's going to end. I could tell you all about the characters. I could tell you who's doing what with who and everything else. But why did I do that? People who do that to me are stupid. They're just ruining stuff for everyone. Everyone complained about Game of Thrones fans ruining stuff for show watchers. There's no difference. It'd be the exact same thing. I don't want to hear, if I had a new show, I wouldn't want to hear anything about it. I just want to go in there and listen to it. And then after I watched it, if I had questions about it, then I would like to be hit with it. You know, it's kind of like when these big YouTubers, the movies come out and they see it a week before everyone else or 2 weeks before, and they do these spoiler-free reviews first, and then they do a spoiler review like on the same day that the movie drops on Thursday. Like, to me, that's disgusting. I mean, like, the movies should have like a embargo that they shouldn't be allowed to drop those things if they watch the movie until like that Saturday, because it's very hard for people not to resist to watch it, even though they haven't seen the movie. But when you see it up there and you want to watch the review because you just, you know, you're anxious to see it, and it's hard. These people take advantage of people and they know it. And I think that it's doing a disservice to a lot of these movies. And I think that the movie companies are doing it to themselves by giving these people these credentials and allowing them to come out. They should tell them, you cannot have a spoiler review. You can't post any review of this movie. I know they want to generate some type of buzz before it, but say you can't do it till Saturday. They shouldn't be able to do it on Friday or anything else like that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even I wouldn't even go with it. LeBron champ or chump. It's hard for me. Do what you're saying. Do I think that LeBron James is going to win a championship this year? If you're asking me that question, I think they have a very good chance. I would give him over a 65%, 70% chance of winning that Laker team. Anthony Davis and LeBron. Anthony Davis, the best player in the NBA, period. I don't care anyone. He's the best all-around player. There's no one better than Anthony Davis. Now he's with LeBron James. I really don't. It's really very hard to stop that team. Very hard to stop them. I don't know how there's no one that can match up with Anthony Davis. No one. So now you put LeBron James on that team with him. I don't care. You got Kawhi Leonard and all these other guys on the Clippers. You can say all you want. Listen, there's no one on them Clippers team that they got that could stop Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis scored 45 points on anyone in the league. With LeBron James there, he's going to score 45 on everyone all game long. There's a reason why people got in the way because all the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and the way they've been shooting the ball and how they've won these championships. People got in the way to the real basketball. The real basketball is you get the big man down low in the post and let the big man do his thing. When you have a dominant big man, when you have a big man, I mean, people understand, you have a big man, you have such an advantage over anyone. Go outside and play a game of basketball and get the biggest dude on your team, and you see what it is, how much advantage you have over everyone. That's why everyone drafts Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Elijah Wan. That's why you had all these guys on these teams for such a long time back in the day, because these dudes were the stars. When you have big men like that, Patrick Ewing, when you have big men like that, it's hard to beat these teams with a big man like that. Golden State Warriors were an anomaly because the rules changed to make it easier for them to shoot these threes and do anything like that. But I'd take all them old Bulls teams over any one of these teams because they were just bigger, they were built bigger, and they would beat any one of these squads out here right now. You get Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Luke Longley down in the center. There'd be nothing. Luke Longley wasn't even a dominant center. But in this era with these guys, there'd be nothing he could do because he's just too damn big. He was just too big for them. What up to Southeast 01 up in the building? I see Spots is in the building, rocking with the dime. I see Spots is the first ever person to subscribe to Teflon TV. Always got love for IC Spots, recognizing the talent and rocking with me before anyone else ever rocked with me. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go on a little bit longer. So we done this for a little hour. We'll do like hour and 10 minutes, then we all out the door. You know what I mean? And stuff. So if you got any more questions for me, you know, let me know. Let me know about it, and I'll definitely answer it real quick for you. Nah, I see. You're the best. I appreciate that, but you're the best. So there's no doubt about it. So I appreciate everything that you always done for the Don Tony Teflon. Now, everybody out here who came out here to check me tonight and stuff and just chill. I don't want to live stream like I used to. I wish I could. You know what I mean? I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to get back on the grind. And I would like to live stream every day if I could, at least for like an hour or a half an hour or something. I would love to do it. You know what I mean? But we'll see what we can do. I'm going to try my best, but it's got a lot of things going on. That's all. But, you know, I'm going to continue to do the newer videos. And but don't worry, we're going to get back to all the good stuff that everyone likes. All right, we're gonna get back to doing when new content for Game of Thrones come out. We will be on. I'll be up on there. I'll be rocking that, no doubt about it. When the book come out, I'll be rocking that, no doubt. But I have a bunch of interviews planned with some celebrities that my man Big Jeff is hooking me up with. You know what I mean? So definitely check out the podcast, Lady in the Dime podcast, Podbean. Check that out. You know what I mean? Thank you. I appreciate that, Christy. Also, I love the live stream. I truly do. And we definitely gonna get it, but definitely check out the podcast and everything else, and we can get it on. You know what I mean? That is, I'm always gonna do what I do. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be. Time Sport. What's your favorite album so far in 2019? Jim Jones album. I think is, to me, is the, you know, I'm an old school cat. You know what I mean? So I like rappers who really rap and stuff like that. So I gotta go with the Jim Jones album. You know, I like the Jim Jones album that was just released. That's the album that I'm rocking right now. That's what I'm listening to. You know what I mean? And I think hands down that that's the best album out there. I don't think it's even close. No, I haven't. I'm gonna start watching Top Boy, teaching Nat. I'm gonna. All right, hashtag. If you're into furries, it's none of my business. uh, where's Mojini Languini, baby? I don't know where Mo's at. You know what I mean? I haven't spoken to Mo in a little bit and stuff. I know he's doing this thing on his podcast. He's doing his podcast. He's rocking this stuff out there. You know what I mean? So definitely check him out when you get a chance. You know what I mean? Well, I haven't checked him. Oh, so I haven't talked to Mo in a little bit. You know what I mean? And so it is. Dipset and Mob Deep. Now Mob Deep all day. You know what I mean? I'm from Queens, New York, so Mob Deep. I known the members from Mob Deep. Met them many a times. You know what I mean? So I Mob Deep all day. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think it's close. Anthony Davis, the best. Yeah, Anthony Davis is the best. He's the best all around player in the NBA. It doesn't matter what you say. If you can just look at all the things you have to do to be successful in the basketball game, he does more. Can he block shots? Yes. Does he rebound the ball? Yes. Can he score on the post? Yes. Can he shoot it from outside? Yes. Does he do assists? Yes. No one else checks all more boxes than Anthony Davis, and that's it. I think it's the light that makes me look that way. So I don't think that I'm pale at all. I'm still brown and sexy. And that's that. So no, I think are we wrapping up? We wrapping up soon, right? I think so. If you have any other questions here, if not, we gonna rock it. There ain't nothing pale about me. It's just the light. It's just the lighting. The lighting gleaming off me, and that's it. That's the way it is. I should probably buy a better light. Any opinion on LeBron's response to Hong Kong situation? That's what I meant by champ or chump. You know, I don't really have any thoughts on his whatever he said. He says what he said, and that's his opinion on it. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Now I'm extremely healthy. Any thoughts on Blood Moon? I have no thoughts on Blood Moon at this particular time because we haven't seen anything on Blood Moon. So I just don't know what they're gonna do with it. I don't even think that they're pumping Blood Moon. That seems like they're pumping the Targaryen series more than they're pumping Blood Moon. And Blood Moon's the one supposedly shot. So I have no thoughts on it at all. So I have no idea what's going on with that. So I don't even think that's going to be the name of it when it comes out. But we'll see what's going on. LeBron's response was awful. I think he's playing a lot of politics right now. So he's in a bad situation right now. So it's hard for him to say what he truly wants to say. Thoughts on George R. R. Martin not finishing the books? I don't know if he'll finish. I know he'll get this book out. So, but whether he gets the last book out, we'll find out. You know, he's not getting any younger. He may never get that last book out, but he definitely get this Windsor book out. He'll get the Windsor winner out, and that's what it'll be. You know what I mean? So, Blood Moon. You know, the show. It's like I said, they're not even promoting it like they should be. They're promoting the show that they haven't even shot yet, more than they're promoting Blood Moon, which they already shot an episode for. So I don't know. It's, as I said before, I did a stream on it before. It's very hard to have a prequel, any spin-off series be successful, especially when you have no characters from the main series spinning off. It's truly hard to do it. Now, I don't know if they'll be able to pull it off. I have no idea if they'll be able to pull it off. I will be streaming for Halloween now. I got an ill Halloween mask. Wait till y'all see it. I'll wear it on Halloween. Y'all see exactly what it is and stuff like that. I got an ill mask for Halloween. I'm gonna have it on the. I feel like live streaming every day just with the mask on because the mask is that hot. I got a crazy mask for Halloween. I don't even like going out usually on Halloween, but I'm going out just because I got this mask. This mask is ill. Wait till you see the mask. When you see the mask, you're gonna be like, yo, this mask is crazy, son. It's definitely crazy. It's the illest mask I ever had in my life. I can't wait to put this mask on. It's just phenomenal. It truly is and stuff like that. Get some hot chicken soup. Yeah, I doubt that, man. I'm fine. I don't need any chicken soup. All right. Or anything like that. That's not for me. I'm good to go. But thank you for your concern. I truly do appreciate it. And who said that? Phil? Phil is cool with who? Who is Phil with cool with that? Tommy Sotomayor? I hope not. That would be very bad if he was. I hope Phil isn't cool with him. And if Phil was, that'd be very suspect. I'd have to ask him about that. Without a doubt. But AK-47's back in the building. Back in the building when I'm about to get up off this piece, right? You come back in here when I'm about to leave and stuff. So, but all right, I said I'd go a little longer. I did go a little longer. It doesn't seem like we have any more questions here. You know what I mean? And people always going to hate the Don Tony Teflon. I've been hated since I began this thing. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I love the haters. Let them come through and do whatever they gotta do. Is Dolomite, the Netflix Dolomite is out already? No, it's not out right now, right? I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I'll do a review on Dolomite. I definitely will do a review on Eddie Murphy's Dolomite. Without a doubt. I can't wait to see Dolomite. I love Dolomite. I love Dolomite. Dolomite's the man. I can't wait. Hopefully, I know Eddie Murphy gonna do it justice. So hopefully they get the story right of Dolomite and stuff. So again, I was gonna record with Lamar last night, but something happened, so we didn't get the latest podcast out. But I got this one out there. It will be back though. What do you think about the white guy infecting those girls with HIV? Actually, that is a topic that I'll be discussing with Lamar on the next podcast. So Mark Pinkley, Pinkney, please check out the Lady and Don podcast. Subscribe for that because that will drop. That will be one of the things that I'm actually talking about then. So I'll save my comments for that, and you'll definitely be able to hear about that. But that was definitely a topic that was getting discussed. We're gonna go with that. You know what I mean? I'm Marie J. Skywalker. Yep, 10:25. We definitely will watch that. So as always, all right, I got to get up out of here, people. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, let me get this thing set first. You know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.